So, a rogue accountant just wired 2 crore rupees straight into his own personal bank account, packed up his desk, and literally vanished. Sounds like a plot from a Hollywood heist movie, right? But the reality is way more mundane and honestly way more terrifying for any business out there. He didn't hack anything, no complex firewalls were breached like some cyber criminal on the big screen. He didn't write a single line of malicious code. The guy just had way too much unquestioned power. It makes you wonder, how does a modern, supposedly secure company just let 2 crore rupees slip right out the front door without a single alarm going off? Well, it happened because they completely lacked one critical, absolutely non-negotiable safeguard: dual control. Missing this single internal control cost that business 2 crore rupees literally overnight. And here's the kicker. It wasn't a technology failure. It was a complete catastrophic failure of process. So today, we're breaking down exactly how this vulnerability works, why companies still get it wrong even when they know better, and how you can make sure this exact nightmare scenario never drains your own accounts. Because honestly, the gap between total security and absolute financial disaster often comes down to just one missing step. Let's strip away the jargon for a second. In simple words, payment approval is the final, irreversible sign-off right before cash actually leaves your bank. And dual control? That is the strict financial rule requiring 2 entirely separate people to authorize that physical transfer. It's a foundational mechanism built on a very simple, undeniable premise. Literally, no one person should ever have the power to steal or, accidentally misplace company money all on their own. And hey, this isn't just about stopping malicious insiders who are actively trying to run off with funds. It's equally about preventing catastrophic human error. Think about it. If one person accidentally adds an extra zero to a payment, and that exact same person has the authority to hit send, that money is gone. Dual control just makes sure every single transaction gets a critical second set of eyes before you reach the point of no return. You know that scene in every movie about launching a nuclear missile? You've seen it 100 times. One rogue general can't just run up, smash a big red button, and start a war on a whim. No, 2 different officers have to turn 2 separate keys located on completely opposite sides of the room at the exact same time. It is physically impossible for one person to pull it off alone. Dual control is literally that exact 2-key system, but built for your corporate bank account instead of a missile silo. The principle is 100% identical. By requiring 2 distinct actions from 2 distinct people, the system inherently neutralizes the threat of a single bad actor or, again, one devastating mistake. Let's look at how this 2-key setup actually operates in a real, everyday workplace. Take XYZ Limited as our example. Let's say their ERP system has successfully matched a 50 lakh rupee invoice for vendor A. Everything looks solid on paper. Now, in step 1, the accounts payable clerk logs into the corporate banking portal and initiates the transfer. But, and this is absolutely crucial, the bank doesn't move a single rupee just yet. Instead, we move to step 2, where that transaction drops directly into a secure pending folder. It is locked in digital limbo. It cannot and will not move until step 3. That is when the finance controller logs in with their own unique credentials, independently reviews the details, and clicks that second approve button. Only when that second key turns do those 50 locks actually leave the company's account. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it clears up a massive misconception. People constantly confuse clearing a bill with actually releasing the cash. It's a trap that even seasoned managers fall into if they aren't paying close attention. But guys, these are entirely different actions. Invoice approval, which you'll often hear called the 3-way match, simply means the math is correct and we legally owe this money. It just confirms you got the goods and the price is right. That part is handled by accounts payable. Payment approval, on the other hand, is where dual control kicks in. That means we are opening the vault and releasing the cash right now. And that is executed exclusively by Treasury or the finance heads. One verifies the debt, the other actually hands over the cash. Mixing these 2 distinct roles up is exactly how companies end up with massive, unexplainable holes in their balance sheets. Moving into our next section, the auditor's eye, a critical vulnerability. Let's talk about what financial auditors are specifically hunting for when they come in for an inspection to see where these systems break down. The absolute ultimate red flag for any financial auditor is something we call the shared token. So picture this. It's Friday afternoon, the month-end close is looming, the pressure is totally on, and the finance director is completely overwhelmed with reports. To simply save time and get home to their family, they toss their secure banking OTP generator or maybe their digital signature dongle over to a junior clerk and just say, hey, handle the batch payments for me today. It seems completely harmless in the moment, right? Just a quick workaround to get the job done. But by doing this, they secretly give one single person the physical power to turn both keys. The clerk can now initiate the payment as themselves and then immediately approve it using the director's token. It completely bypasses and utterly destroys the entire security net we just built. This is exactly what auditors are hunting for, a perfectly designed system broken by sheer human convenience. Which brings us to the core takeaway for today's explainer. True payment security relies entirely on holding separate keys. A process on paper is absolutely worthless if it's not strictly enforced in reality. The very second those two keys end up in the same pair of hands, whether that's through malicious intent, sheer laziness, or just a misguided attempt to be efficient, your entire financial defense system fails. Because security isn't just about having the controls in place, it's about ruthlessly protecting the separation of those controls. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to take a hard, honest look at your own operations today and ask yourself one critical question. Who is actually holding your second key? Is it safely in the hands of a designated controller? Or is it sitting in an unlocked desk drawer that everyone in the office has access to? Are you truly protected by a rigorous two-key system? Or are you just one shared password, one borrowed OTP token away from absolute disaster?